Procrastinating your goals is like waiting for a delayed flight. Have you ever been stuck at an airport where you thought your plane was going to come at a certain time, and then the next thing you know, delayed is spelled out on the screen at the airport, and you're like, oh my gosh, this ruins my entire plan. That is what happens when you choose to procrastinate instead of following through with your plan. Now, this is not to shame you at all. However, truth is, without a plan, you're technically just circling around in the air, not knowing where to land, hoping that something magical will happen to you. Airplane has a plan to get from one destination to the next. Imagine boarding a plane where you don't know where the destination is going to end up going. You may think it's going to the Bahamas, but then you end up in the middle of the jungle. That is what happens when you procrastinate your goals. You would tell yourself every single time, okay, I'm going to start eating cleaner. I'm going to start going to the gym so that I can lose 50 pounds. And then you board on this plane to your destination of accomplishing this goal. And the next thing you know, you derail and you're like, you know what? I don't really feel like eating clean today. I don't really feel like going to the gym today. So I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna wait until next week. I'm gonna wait until whenever. And then the next thing you know, you completely derailed from where you wanted to actually land at, and you ended up at the jungle. That is what we do with our goals. We need to have a plan in place, and then the next part of that is having to follow through with your plan. But how do you do that when you're such a procrastinator, right? I was a procrastinator for basically all my life. I was such a procrastinator. I literally procrastinated my way through college. And now that I'm in the real world and I'm here, I've realized that I'm not living the dream that I've always wanted to live. So here I am, 10 years later, trying to go after my goal of having my own business and being a YouTuber. So 10 years too late, but we're here. We're getting started. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a plan and follow through with your plan on a daily basis. So by the way, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Geraldine, and I make videos all about goal setting, productivity, and procrastination. So if that's the type of content you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine. So if you are tired of putting things off and wanting to start taking action this year and accomplishing your goals, then please consider joining my accountability private membership called the Committed Collective, where we are a collective of females helping you accomplish your goals by cheering you on with your wins and crying with you in your losses. And in this membership, you are truly just getting eyes on you accountability, because you get a one-on-one accountability partner, and we also get to meet on a weekly basis, talking all things goals, what happened in our week, and what we're trying to shoot for. And this is truly an accountability group. So you are joining in every single week whenever you can and participating. Okay, participation is so important in a group just like this, because that is how you check in on yourself. That's how you check in on your goals. So if you're interested in joining that group, I do have a wait list going down below. The slots will be extremely limited to about like 6 people for the founding members, and the price will be low market price. Okay, you will not find this price anywhere else with what you are being offered. And then once it's open to the public, then the real price will be revealed. So if you want in at a discounted price, low market price, because you will be my founding members, then go join the waiting list down below, where I do have a couple members already signed up. And yeah, and then once it's ready to launch, I will let you guys know within that joined emailing list. So consider checking it out, seeing what it's all about, and then sign up. So, okay, let's get on to the first portion of this video. So when you are creating an action plan, obviously you need to have a goal, but there is a price that needs to be paid. What do I mean by this, right? So let's start with the beginning. What's your goal, right? You need to consider all of the areas in your life, you know, whether it's relationship, personal health, or financial, or work, career, school, whatever it is. Consider all of the areas in your life and which area is the one that you'd really want to work on this year. One area. I know we want to work on everything and everything, but however, if you are somebody who procrastinates, it is so important to keep things simple and to keep things not so complicated and not so heavy on needing to accomplish everything. Okay, we're going to start with accomplishing one thing. So consider all the areas in your life. What is that one goal that you are really trying to look to accomplish this year? Is it buying a home? Is it saving up for a down payment? Is it paying off your debt? Is it getting into grad school? Is it finally launching that business, or finally losing all that weight? What is the one area? Only choose one, okay? It's not like we're gonna stick to one goal for the rest of our life. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that trust me on the process. When you are a procrastinator, it's so easy just to focus on one thing at a time and not make things so complicated for you. Also consider this, right? When you are choosing this one goal, you also have to consider what is the price that you need to pay when it comes to this goal. For example, if you are saying the area of my life that I would love to accomplish is losing weight, being healthier, right? I want to lose about 15 pounds this year. Okay, great. What is the price that you have to pay? What are the sacrifices you have to make in order to achieve this goal? Everything is a price. I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, the sacrifice could be eating less, going to the gym more often, or whatever, right? That's a price that you have to pay to be able to achieve that goal. Let's say it's paying off debt. Well, maybe it's working overtime. Maybe it's getting a second job. Maybe it's working Uber on the weekends. What is the price that you are going to have to pay in order to achieve this goal? Now let's take it up a notch, okay? We understand that there are sacrifices that are needing to be made. However, are you willing to make those sacrifices? Are you willing to let go of the Coke to lose some? Are you willing to let go of the Coca-Cola to lose the weight? Are you willing to work extra hours at work to pay off the debt? Are you willing to do that? And if you're not, then what are you willing to make? What sacrifices are you willing to make at this very moment, right? To give you a little bit of a story, I had a goal to lose a couple of pounds like last year. I had a goal that I wanted to lose a couple pounds. And like I said, I was a huge procrastinated everything in my life. So I was like, okay, what can I do with myself to help me achieve this goal, or help me start the progress to achieve this goal? So I was like, I can't work out at home, and I don't like going to the gym. This was a time where I wasn't going to the gym. And I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What is something that I could start now that will help me get into the rhythm of achieving this goal? And I was like, you know what? I can go walking for 30 minutes every single day. That is something that I am willing to sacrifice my time for. I can go after I finish eating dinner, or I can go early in the mornings, because at that time I worked the later shift. So it was like I could just go every single morning and go walk around the neighborhood for 30 minutes, and that will be my exercise time. And guess what I did? I did exactly that. I went walking every single day because that is something that I was willing to sacrifice. That is something that I thought to myself, I was like, this is not something I'm going to procrastinate. Because what we end up doing, and what I want you to start getting comfortable with, is that we have our ambitious self, and then we have our lazy self, right? Try not to get offended with the laziness, because again, I was lazy. So we have our most ambitious self and our laziest self, right? So when we are in the mode of wanting to create a goal, we are creating a goal based on the ambitious self that we want to be, right? The person who is going to the gym 5 times a week, eating kale salads every single day, and is looking her absolute best, right? That is our ambitious self. However, you are down here. You are your laziest self. You and this person are worlds apart. So in order to reach yourself to the ambitious self, you have to think down here. You can't say, I'm going to go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, when you have no ambition to actually do that. You have no commitment to actually doing that. So what do you do instead? You say, okay, I want to be able to go to the gym 5 times a week, but what is my laziest self able to do right now? Right now, I'm able to go walking 30 minutes every single day after dinner. and that is just what I'm going to commit to until I find myself in a rhythm of being like, you know what, I want to try out the gym now. And then you take it up a notch, right? This is what I mean. We need to start off essentially small. You need to think, what is the goal that I want? What are the sacrifices I need to make? And what sacrifices can I make with my laziest mind right now? Because again, eventually we will get up to a place where you can start going to the gym, where you could start working overtime, where you can start getting a second job or whatever, right? Whatever your ambitious self is going to look like, we need to start here and work our way up to that person. So now, because I did that, now I'm able to go to the gym 4 to 5 times out of the week, and I'm not in this dread of just wanting to go the complete 180 and just eat a bunch of junk food and not go to the gym and just binge. I'm not in that place anymore. If I don't go to the gym, it's not because I'm procrastinating, it's because I'm truly am just tired and I just need that rest day. But the next day, I'm right back on it. I'm not delaying it. So also creating with your action plan, right? You understand your goal, you understand the sacrifice you need to make. Now, what is this time frame? So another portion about procrastinating is that if you give yourself a final deadline, you're going to want to procrastinate that too. You're going to tell yourself, hey, I have 6 months to complete this. My deadline isn't until like August 23rd or something. And I can just wait to start the start date. I can wait because I have a lot of time. And so you start delaying it. And then that final deadline will come around and then you're like, oh shoot, I didn't do anything about it. And here I am accomplishing nothing yet again. So what is your time frame look like? This is not a final deadline. It is a time frame. Within how many months? Within how many years? Within what is the time frame looking like for you? I want to launch this committed collective membership within the summertime. Granted, there's different things that are aligning to that launch date, but it's giving me a time frame as to what to work towards. I'm not giving myself a final deadline. I could at this point, just because I've gone out of being a procrastinator, I could probably actually give myself a hard deadline. Will I accomplish it? I don't know. But I could give myself a hard deadline and not procrastinate it. But again, I go back. We want to give ourselves a time frame. So this is kind of just a flexible schedule. That is what you want to do for yourself. Because again, if you're a procrastinator, the one thing that's going to get you is that hard deadline and thinking that you have all this time when you really don't. But if you give yourself a time frame of like, I want to pay off this debt within 6 months. So this gives you an idea of by when you want to accomplish this without giving you a hard date. This is a very flexible schedule, and this is perfect for somebody who procrastinates. You don't want to have something that is like definitive. You want to have that flexible schedule, because the thing about procrastination is there's a couple underlying conditions that happen. So there's the fear of failure, the perfectionism, laziness. There's like a bunch of other things that happen with procrastination, and giving yourself a hard deadline and you not accomplishing that is going to trigger that reaction out of you, that emotional reaction of, oh my god, I'm a failure because I didn't accomplish this. Oh my god, I didn't perfect the thing that I wanted by this time, and therefore again I'm a failure. Or I'm gonna just delay because I got a lot of time. Like, so many things happen within your head. But when you have that flexible schedule, when it's just a time frame, you're like, within 6 months, okay, cool, we can get started, because there is no really final deadline, and you're not going to feel like that fear of failure, because that is something that I encountered. I really wanted to become monetized like a few months back, okay? Have I gotten to that point? No. But it does not mean that I have not made incredible progress, more progress than I ever had with my last YouTube channel. I made so much progress, and I am so close. I am so close to accomplishing that goal. Now, the old me, the one who was a procrastinator, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm such a freaking failure. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. I don't even have, I'm not even monetized at the time that I wanted to be. Instead, I'm just so proud of the progress that I've made so far, knowing that I'm now really trying to perfect my craft as I'm doing it. And because I'm so disciplined, now I can pay attention to the details and see what videos you guys are wanting, and doing less videos now so that I can spend more time on each video and making it perfect. And I feel like that would probably help me shoot longer. But again, we're thinking too far into the future. I just want you guys to have a simple time frame, and if you don't accomplish it, to not beat yourself up for it, because you made the progress that you could with what you had. And that is just like worth a lot more than you actually accomplishing your goal, because it just helps your self-esteem at the end of the day. So this is your action plan, right? You have your goal, you have your sacrifice that you're going to make, and the time frame. How do you piece this all together, right? And that is number 3. How do you piece this all together? So how do you piece together your action plan? You have to keep it simple. You have one goal, one action, 1 hour per day. So I want you to make a mock schedule of how your day is going to look like. An average day, okay? I don't want to hear like, oh my god, all day, every day is different. Okay, give me the average day. What time are you waking up and what time are you going to sleep? I mean, I don't want specifics, okay? This is going to be for you and for you only. This is your schedule. This is your life. You can do what you want. I want you to create an average schedule of what a week looks like, what a day looks like for you. When you create this average schedule within your week, I want you to see where the common hours are open for you, where you're usually like sitting down and scrolling, or maybe you have a couple hours before you go to work. Like, where is the common schedule? Where is the common free hour that you have throughout your week? Obviously every day could be different, but what does the average hour look like? Maybe it's 5 a.m. in the morning before you go to work, or maybe it's 5 p.m. after you come out of work. What is this hour? When is this hour? And you are going to insert that one actionable sacrifice that you have, that one actionable task, and you're going to insert that into that hour. And this, my friend, is your action plan. It is that simple. It's just one simple thing. For example, let's say your one actionable sacrifice is walking 30 minutes every day. When do you have 30 minutes free? Oh, okay. It is right after dinner at like 5 p.m. Okay, cool. Then we're going to do that every single day at 5 p.m. We're going to go walking for 30 minutes. And that's that. There's nothing more to it. And you're just going to keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that every single day until you're consistent with it. And then it's like, what's next, Raldi? Well, whatever you want it to be. What's next after that? Once you're doing it every single day and you feel like you could take it up a notch, can you try the gym? Can you try cutting out sugars? Can you try not binge eating every single day? I don't know, like cutting down portions. Like, what's next for you? Take it up a notch every single time. When you see yourself like doing something for a really long time, you're like, okay, I think it's time for me to like take it up a notch. And you challenge yourself. But that is how you kind of piece everything together. It's not that hard, it's not that difficult, and it doesn't require so many habits to be changed, your whole life to be changed around. You don't need to rebrand your whole entire life. You just need to work with what you got and implement what you have right now into your schedule. Because once you see that something good is happening in your life, the more it'll seep into the rest of your life. You're like, you know what? I'm actually eating a lot more better, and I feel a lot more I feel a lot more lighter in life. You know what? I'm going to start decluttering my room, and I'm going to start taking off my makeup every single night, and you get clear skin. Like, it starts seeping through into everything in your life, and it only makes it better. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload. Just to recap everything really quickly. So number 1, the goal and the price. So remember, what is the one area in your life that you really want to work on for whatever amount of time? What is the one sacrifice that you are willing to make at this very moment that will help you get to your most ambitious self? Number 2, what is the time frame? Don't give yourself a hard deadline. Give yourself a flexible schedule of by when you would want this to be accomplished. Is it within 6 months, within this year, within 5 years? Give yourself a time frame as to what you are working with for the next few months or years. And then lastly, piecing it all together. Look for that average hour that you do have on a daily basis and insert this one actionable sacrifice, aka your actionable task, into that daily schedule and just follow it every single day. And once you create consistent progress, then you can challenge yourself and take it up a notch so that you can get to your most ambitious self. Alrighty, so that is all. Please consider joining the Committed Collective waiting list. The description will have everything down there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.